Hi and welcome back to another video with me, Mark Stokes. Today we're going to be going through some more Message Center updates and we're going to have a look at what's current. I've got a couple of weeks worth of updates to go through, so what I'm going to do is change the structure of this video slightly. So I'm going to actually go together and put all of the updates for a particular product together in one go. So this video is going to focus on Microsoft Teams. So we've got 12 updates to go through for Microsoft Teams since the 3rd of March. I'm a little bit behind, so that's why I want to try and catch up as quick as possible. So what I'm going to do, we'll go through, I'll put all of the time codes in the description below so you'll be able to get to the updates nice and easy. Please do feedback. Is this a better format? Is it easier to find the updates? Is it more difficult to find the updates? Because one thing I liked about the individual updates was the title of my tweets had the actual update on there, so it could catch people's attention. So just let me know if you like this roll-up option or if you like the individual ones going forward. So what I'll do, I'll jump in quickly to some of the updates, and the first update we've got is in Microsoft Teams, the ability to transfer calls between devices. This was published on March the 3rd, and this applies to all general availability tenants and to GCC for late March 2021. Basically, what this means is if you are in a current Teams call via VoIP, PSTN, or a group call, then you have the ability to actually transfer a call from one device to another. So this is going to allow you, let's say you're sharing content from one device, but you want to have the voice from another device. So for example, I want to share from my service, but I actually want the meeting on my desktop. It's going to allow me to do that. So when I'm within a call, if I try and join it from a second device, it's going to give me two options, whether to add this device or to transfer to this device. So I think this is going to be really useful. Like I say, it's a feature that I think I use quite a bit. Maybe I want to use the whiteboard on my Surface and go that way. So I quite like this. Nothing really for you to do. This is just going to show up and become a part of Teams. There's nothing for you to turn on or turn off, but you might want to go out and just let your users know that this capability is going to be rolling out. I didn't mention before, but this is Message Center MC242825. So the next update we want to go to, this is from March the 5th, this is Message Center 243209, and this is new personal wellbeing insights coming to the Insights app in Teams. So we've spoken about the Insights app before. This is going to give you some analytics and information on how you're actually using the technology. So basically what it says is new personal insights to help you balance productivity and wellbeing are coming to the Insights app in Teams. Users will be able to tap into breathing breaks, send praise to collaborators, pause and reflect anytime during the workday, as well as mindfully close out the workday with a virtual commute. So Microsoft's putting these capabilities into, whilst we're not commuting to the office, we don't get much time away from the desk, so it's hopefully helping people to take a break when they need to take a break to basically help them be more productive. I'm quite interested. I haven't seen this in action yet, so I am very keen to see how this is going to come about. So this is going to become available starting early 2021, and rollout will complete by the end of June 2021. So it's going to take a couple of months to roll through. You may not see it immediately. And the requirements are users with a need to have a provisioned Exchange mailbox, and then they'll be able to access features within the Insights Teams app. There will be admin controls within the Teams admin center as well. So how will this affect your organization? So the Insights app in Teams will introduce a new homepage that provides time-relevant suggestions and access to new wellbeing focused experiences, such as a virtual commute. So users can schedule a virtual commute to help them wrap up their tasks from today and prepare for tomorrow's activities and mindfully disconnect from work. I'm interested to see how that's actually going to transpire and present itself, because if you're moving away from the computer, or if it's just going to close everything down so that you can plan what's going to go on. Praise. Users can schedule reminders to send praise to their top collaborators and build a habit of sharing gratitude. This is a nice feature. It's something that we've actually been doing in Attollo for the last year or so. So every Friday, people get the ability to praise one of their colleagues for something they've done, maybe a piece of work they've completed that's good, or something they've done above and beyond, or maybe they've helped somebody out. So I definitely condone and like that feature. There's also an option for reflect, so users can schedule reminders to check in with themselves emotionally and save and reference their personal reflection history. Again, not sure how this is going to transpire. I'm not sure how this data is going to present itself to your employer. So we might need to just be aware that what we're sharing, and employees need obviously have a duty to act on what they find, but also not use the data for bad purposes. So there will be more updates coming later this year, including guided meditations from Headspace, and this will be integrated into the virtual commute, as well as the Home tab to help you mindfully disconnect from work in the evening, relax your mind before a big meeting, or find focus before starting that important project. Okay, so this is all coming soon. So these features, it says here, the features in the Insights app are completely personal and private. No administrator or manager can see another individual's data. All data is stored inside the user's mailbox, and the app is subject to the same GDPR compliance terms as Office 365. Okay, so there's clarification then. So your information is going to be held just for yourself, and that's not going to be shared with an admin or a manager. So that's a very, very important one, especially when it comes to mindfulness, because we don't want people to be mistreated if they're going through a bad stage or a bad phase. So that's great. So I think this is one where users are going to need a lot of preparation, especially with regards to how the data is used. So I think internal IT or marketeers or internal communications should definitely be talking to users about this feature set and how it's going to transpire and how it's going to present itself, and also make it clear that that data is held just for that user. Quite a big one. That's going to be very interesting to see. I can't wait to see that in action. So if I have more information on it going forward, I will certainly share that with you. Like I said, that was Message Center 243209. Definitely one that's worth going to have a look at. Okay, so next up for Microsoft Teams, we have Message Center 244059, and this is a mobile optimized network data usage. So this feature update will allow users to select an option to reduce the bandwidth used in video calls and meetings. In the user's call settings in iOS and Android, they can now select if they'd like to reduce the data in the following circumstances: never as the default, or cellular, or always. This will begin to roll out and be completed by mid-March, so we should have that available now. How will it affect your organization? So with this feature enabled, Microsoft will deliver the best quality experience for giving meeting complexity. So the number of video participants, the variety of bandwidth conditions, multiple modalities, etc. And this will be limited to 500 kilobytes on average. So if users are on slow cellular network performance, then we can actually hone the experience a little bit more and hopefully get a better overall experience in the mobile. Okay. So moving on now, moving on to a new eCDN ramp available for Microsoft Teams. This is Message Center 244295. This was originally posted as MC2422. This was originally posted as MC242584, and that was removed prematurely. So this is actually bringing back one that was there in the roadmap previously. And essentially, you will soon be able to use a new enterprise content delivery network ramp. Should you need to CDN for live events in Microsoft Teams. So if you are using live events, this is a way to actually push those events out. This will begin rolling out in late March, and you can expect this to be complete by late March to early April. So how will it affect your organization? So RAMP, the industry standard for video content delivery within the enterprise, will soon support Microsoft Teams customers. It's already supporting Microsoft Stream. And with this support, you will be able to deliver secure, reliable, high-quality video at scale through the enterprise. Okay, so there's more information in the Message Center tab about how to actually go and set that up. So if you are interested in that, if you are running a live event, it's probably worth considering, so you can go and take a look at it. That was published 12th of March. Moving on, we have a new update for AI-assisted poll creation for Teams meeting presenters. This was published on the 12th of March, and this is Message Center 244304. So Microsoft are using Forms Intelligence to provide new features for meeting presenters who create polls as part of Microsoft Teams meetings, and this is announced in Message Center 225995 previously in November 2020. So this will begin rolling out late March, and you can expect this rollout to complete by late April. So using the same AI features that have been in Forms since 2018, Microsoft are minimizing the time and effort required to create polls for Teams meetings. and they appear in the polls tab. So essentially what's going on is if you create a poll, Microsoft's going to suggest the answers to you. So we see this in Microsoft Forms already. If I write a question based on other people who've created that question previously, it's going to suggest answers to me. So yes, no, maybe, things like that. What colour do you prefer? Maybe it'll suggest some colours, things like that. So that's going to be quite useful. That's going to make it a little bit quicker for people who are running Teams meeting to create polls. So yeah, we like that one. Okay, so running through the next update for Microsoft Teams. This is to de-identify personally identifiable information in Teams admin usage report. This was published on March the 16th, 2021, and this is Message Center 244599. So this basically means that usage reports in the Teams Admin Center, they currently expose user identifiable information like AAD ID, username and email, and in various reports like the team user activity, device usage reports, etc. Currently, the Microsoft 365 Admin Center Teams usage report has capability to de-identify personal information which is present in usage reports available in the M365 Admin Center. However, these settings don't apply to usage reports in the Teams Admin Center. So that capability is going to be pushed forward into the Teams Admin Center. Microsoft are introducing a capability where global admin can de-identify PII information in Teams usage reports based on anonymization settings available in the M365 Admin Center, and this will help global administrators to hide PII of users in the organization. Okay. So again, more information available on that in MC 244599 if you are interested. So next up, from March the 16th, we have Microsoft Teams custom policy packages. This is Message Center ID MC244607. So earlier in March 2021, Microsoft announced the release of policy package assignments to groups that allowed you to assign multiple out-of-the-box policies to a group of users based on roles to better manage policies in your organization. This new release of custom policy packages will enable you to build and configure your own set of policy packages tailored to users with similar roles in your organization. And this will begin to roll out in early April and should be completed by mid-April. So a short rollout period here. So if you're interested in that, MC 244607 custom policy packages. Okay, so next up from March the 17th, we have Teams PowerShell Module 2.0, and Microsoft very excited to announce, in their own words, version 2.0 of the Teams PowerShell module, and this will be available in the PowerShell gallery. There's a link in the Message Center, so when you find it in the description below, you'll be able to link through and get access to that. So version 2.00 of the Teams PowerShell module is available now for download already there. So if you are interested, you can go and get that. So this release has many new features, fixes, and breaking changes. Important to note, breaking changes, hence the 2.0 moniker. So the main ones are they have simplified the administrator experience by having Connect Microsoft Teams as the single command to log in and manage all aspects of Teams and Skype for Business Online. This means new CS online session is no longer required to manage Skype for Business Online. That would be very nice and seamless. So new CS online session has been replaced with Connect Microsoft Teams, like we just said. Also, long-running scripts are supported natively in the module, so administrators don't have to explicitly call on CS online session for reconnection to run long-running scripts. Like I say, it is a breaking change, so if you do currently have scripts that you use, you need to be aware that some of these updates may break those scripts you currently have. However, it sounds like some good, nice features there. So that's Teams PowerShell Module 2.0, and that's MC 244740. Okay, next up, we're going through them. So now we have customizable website tabs in Teams templates, and this was published on March the 17th. This is MC 244741. I haven't read this one, so let me run through now. This new Microsoft Teams release will add an additional functionality to team templates, enabling admins to specify URLs for website tabs and channels in custom Teams templates. This is great. So I do this for a number of customers, and they often ask if we can preset some of those tabs in their templates. So that would be quite nice to have website tabs in there automatically as part of the template. So Microsoft will begin to roll this out late March and can be expected to be completed by early April. So how will this affect your organization? Basically, end users will no longer need to set up website tabs with URLs in Teams. Admins can now do it at scale with customizable website tabs that are preset to specified sites, and for end users who create Teams form templates. So a quick note, the existing custom templates feature is not applicable for education customers. If you're an edu tenant, please disregard this message. This won't be coming to education. Coming through, so here we go. So next one up, March the 17th, Viva Connections for Microsoft Teams desktop clients. This is MC244743. So Viva Connections for Teams enables users to discover and search intranet content, sites and news from across the organization of Microsoft Teams based on the desktop and web client. And Viva Connections for Teams, formerly known as the Home Site app, combines the power of your intelligent SharePoint intranet with Teams chat and collaboration tools. This feature will be available at the end of March 2021, so that's pretty much where we are now. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks you'll see this. There's a lot of information then about Microsoft Viva. I'm not going to go into the details of Viva now, so if you are interested, there's been a lot of talk on it on social media at the moment, so go and have a look and let me know what you think about Viva and the options coming through. If you are using it or planning on using it, I'd be very interested to hear feedback. Okay, so next up we have 2 left to go, and this is how to prevent attendees from sharing a video feed in Microsoft Teams meetings, and this is MC244745. So up until now, meeting organisers have had the ability to mute participants, but they haven't had the ability to prevent meeting participants from sharing video. So this update is going to allow meeting organisers and presenters to prevent them from turning their video on. Rollout's going to begin mid-April, and this should complete around late April. So by default, meeting attendees will be able to turn their camera on or off to share video, which is the current experience. And then there'll be 3 ways that meeting organisers or presenters can manage the attendee's camera. There is more information on the steps to actually engage that within the message center items. So if you are interested, please follow the link below, and then you'll be able to see how to actually go and configure that. So we'll be able to do it on the actual video of the person, right click, like we can mute them now. We'll be able to disable their video, and I think we'll also be able to do it in the meeting options as well. So it's definitely worth going out and letting your employees know about it, so that's a feature they may want to use if appropriate. Okay. Lastly, one last Microsoft Teams update. This was also published on March the 17th, and this is manage auto-claim policies for products containing Microsoft Teams, and this is MC244882. So an auto-claim policy lets users automatically claim a license for a product the first time they sign into an app. So as an admin, you typically assign licenses to users either manually or by using the group-based licensing. But by using auto-claim policies, you can manage the products for which users can automatically claim licenses, and you can also control which products those licenses come from. So essentially, you can buy a bulk of licenses. Let's say Power BI Pro licenses, and then we can actually, rather than assign them to users, you can actually let a user sign into the application. If they're not currently licensed and you have spare licenses, then they can claim that license. So we don't necessarily have to pay for additional licenses. Well, we do pay for additional licenses to have a set available, but it means that we don't have to license more users than need it. Only those who opt into that license can actually take control of it. So I think that's quite a nice extra update. I know a lot of organisations with enterprise agreements do have surplus licenses, so I think that would be quite useful. So that's it. That's all of the Microsoft Teams update. That brings us bang up to date with the update for Teams in the Message Center. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that is useful. I'm definitely interested to hear your feedback on whether you think this new format is better than individual items, or if you prefer the titles maybe, or the short video for individual items. So please do feedback either on Twitter at Mark Stokes or in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video where we'll have some updates for another product. Thank you very much.